Hi you guys, this is Nicole from My Carolina Garden, and today's video is an ode to the beautiful Dianthus. Dianthus is a versatile flowering plant. It's hardy zones 3 through 9. It really does like full sun, but the looks of it change depending on which plant you pick. So here's some other ways in which Dianthus is versatile. Its growth habits can be different. We have some that are more ground covers. Their leaves almost look like grass. Then we have some that have taller growth habits. Okay, so height sizes are different. We have varying flower colors. Now, largely we're staying in the reds, the pinks, white, that type of thing. But some of them are multicolored, some of them are solid colors, etc. Our foliage colors are different. We have some that have dark green like these, and others that are more of a bluer, more silver foliage. So foliage color can be different. We also have some that are annual, biennial, and perennial. So when you're going to your garden centers, make sure you're checking out the tags to see what they say. I personally garden in southeastern North Carolina, and my zone is 8A/B. For me, probably all of the Dianthus are going to be perennial. Now I say that because this year I bought a Dianthus, it's been in the ground for about 2 months now, that says perennial, or that says annual on the tag, but this is the first year I've had it, so I'm not sure what's going to happen. I do have multiple varieties in the ground though, and I want to show you those in my garden because they're just beautiful. Not only are they perennial for me, but they're also really evergreen. They don't lose their foliage at all. What you'll see is just the slowing down of the flower blooms. And that's great, that's fine, I cannot complain at all. By the time February pops out, you can see them already bursting with blooms. So it's kind of like the creeping phlox in the early spring garden, where all of a sudden you have this dynamic pop of color in there and it just makes everything look electric. So the beautiful Dianthus. Another variation is some of them are scented. These are the types of flowers that you pick up in the garden center and they're in your cart and you just have that beautiful scent wafting around you. So I'll show you all of these different varieties. The Dianthus over time has made multiple videos of mine in my garden tours. So right here, this beauty that has all the stunning colors, that Dianthus, and it's fabulous. It is perennial, and for it to come back and have that vibrant of color first thing in the year, I love that. I have this magenta burgundy Dianthus. The Dianthus has been blooming since March, so that has been an amazing flower in all of my gardens. Over here to my left, I have some magenta Dianthus. Dianthus is something that has been blooming since very early spring, just like the phlox. I went to Walmart the other day because I have to cruise through every single garden center every time I go to the store, and this variety of Dianthus, which is so sweet because it's got pink petals with dark pink or burgundy inside, was on clearance for $5. You know I had to get that. The pretty Poppers Dianthus right here has been an amazing performer, and it has just continued to pop out blooms for the entire growing season, so it doesn't care if it's been hot or not. I didn't get to show you this Dianthus that is still blooming. It was tucked behind my elephant ears, so I forgot about it. I'm sorry. I can never say enough good things about the Dianthus because it's been blooming on and off for me all winter long, and it seems to be hardy to every condition. It gets brutally hot here, humid, we can have drought time periods, and the Dianthus is just always sitting here as like a best good buddy. So let me show you what I have right here, and then we'll kind of look around and see how they look actually placed in the landscape. Okay, so first of all, we have this one right here. This I got from Walmart today, and it just simply says annual on the tag. It has no other defining information, but the coloring of it was just so beautiful. Again, I am a sucker for multicolored flower blooms. So it was $2.84, and you get 4 plants in here, and there are multiple buds on each one. So I got 2 of these. Again, they say annual. I think they're the same ones as these beautiful magenta behind me, but those just said annual on the tag as well. So no further information there. This one, oh my gosh, this is a perennial variety. So this one is called Captain Purple Frost. Captain Purple Frost also has the multicolored flowers and a great scent. Now this one has a taller growth habit. This is going to be 12 to 18 inches tall. This one is hardy zone 7 through 10. So we have a little bit of a difference here. Still going to be perennial for me. And as I go through these things, they're really going to be telling you about my experience and how they grow for me, since that's what I know about. So this one here, like I said, scented, perennial, hardy zone 7 plus. This one, oh my goodness, this is another scented variety. This is called Scent First Tickled Pink Dianthus. Scent First is a whole line of Dianthus that are all scented blooms. It's beautiful. This is the one that has the lighter color foliage as compared to like this red one, if you can see the difference in the two. This is a mounding perennial. This one is going to be hardy zones 4 plus. So many of us get to enjoy this gorgeous baby. And one thing I want to show before we get too far away from this one in particular is, do you see carnation when you look at this? Okay, because carnation or pink or even sweet William are other common names for Dianthus. So you may have heard of that before. So tickled pink. This one is called Carmen Red. So again, we have darker blooms, we have the darker foliage. I don't know where you can pop it into your landscape or into a flower pot arrangement, but oh, everything is just beautiful about this. So this one is essentially going to be hardy in zones above 4, so 5 plus. This one is going to be 10 to 14 inches high and 10 to 12 inches wide. So behind me, I have a Dianthus here tucked away. I've had it for 3 or 4 years now, and so obviously it's a perennial for me. That one is the one that is a ground cover that stays low. It's got dark foliage that is pretty grass-like, and it has almost like feathery edges on it. Well, actually, looks like every single one of these has feathery edges. They're just a little bit different in exact shape and style. Some of the other things to note about the Dianthus is it is toxic to pets. So if you do have dogs that eat your flowers, it's probably not a great choice for you. This plant is a pollinator attractor, and it does benefit from deadheading. In fact, you can shear the whole top of the plant after it's done flowering to promote new blooms coming up. So those are some of the things to keep in mind when you're choosing Dianthus. And now I'd like to show you a couple other spots where I have them in my landscape. So it turns out I think I have some more information on the ground cover variety that I have on the other side of the yard. This is the same one, and I believe this is Dianthus Kahori Pink. So similar deal, as I said, ground cover, grassy style leaves, very plentiful blooms. The foliage will stay evergreen and the blooms will just become much more sparse as the weather turns cold. So this Dianthus right here, I am happy to say, did come with a tag to say what specific name it had, and it's Pretty Poppers Dianthus. So this one also has like the bluish, silverish foliage, and I don't know if you can see it, but it has a lot of blooms about to burst open. Only this one first little baby is here for now. This one is supposed to technically be a summer bloomer, it says on the tag. I'm not sure though. It is going to be a cold hardy one, so it should be perennial, looks like zone 4. This one is one of the shorter varieties, another style ground cover, so it's going to be 6 to 8 inches high. Now you can divide up your Dianthus. So far I have not done that. This one right here is another sweetie pie that looks just like what you imagine a carnation to look like. So we have the very, very dark pink outlined with the light pink. This one, I do not know the variety. It is a ground cover. We have dark colored leaves here. It's another example, just like I said about the other ones, it stays evergreen and it stays with some flower blooms all throughout the entire year. I hope that what I've shown you today has helped you to start your own crush with the Dianthus. I myself am in love, and I can say with certainty that if I come across more varieties in the garden centers, I'm probably going to be adding them to my landscape as well. For me, again, in zone 8, with these being perennial, with having so many vibrant colors available, it just feels like a no-brainer. Thank you so much for watching. Happy planting.